Hey guys, I hope that I'm live right now. If you guys are able to listen me properly, as well as there's no issues with the audio or the video, please let me know. Hello everyone, I hope that I'm live right now, guys. If you guys are able to listen me properly, as well as there's no issues with the audio or the video, please let me know. हाँ भाई हाँ भाई नहीं मैंने तो ऐसा हाँ ठीक है घर से कर लेने को बोल दे ठीक है जैसा भी उसको सही हाँ तो वीक ऑफ ठीक है थैंक्स बाय ओके हाउ आर यू गाइस Sorry, had an important call from office itself. No issues in that. Amarendra Bahubali in 44p. Okay. That's an actually good joke itself. Good. Okay. So, guys, can we do a quick recap about what we have studied in our yesterday's class? Can we do a quick recap about what we have studied in our yesterday's class, guys? Just a quick recap. Whatever we have studied in yesterday's class, do let me know. Just a quick recap, guys. What we have studied in our yesterday's class, we started out with Express, great. We studied about response and request, good. We learned about Express.js, great, guys. So, कल मेरा website host नहीं हो रहा है. So whenever you start your server, so most likely you haven't started your server. Once you start your server, it will open up the website. Just open up in a new tab. You will be able to access that. Okay. Okay, we studied about node.js, we studied about request and response, we studied about the get request itself. Great, guys. Okay, what else did we study about in our yesterday's class? We studied how to send a particular text to our front end or send a particular file to showcase in our front end, that is the HTML file, right? Did you guys complete, like, did you guys try to practice what we have learned in our yesterday's class? Please let me know. You guys try to practice what we have studied in our yesterday's class, guys? Please let me know. You guys practice what we have studied in our yesterday's class. See, I'm not going to check it. Not going to come to your house and I'm going to be like, okay, show me where it is. I'm not going to do that, right? So it's fine. If you have not done that as well, it's totally fine. But my suggestion to you would be practice. The more that you practice, the better you will get at it. It's as simple as that. Programming has been made by humans in such a way that the more that you practice, the better you are going to get with time. So try to do it. Again, I'm not forcing somebody to do it. I'm just advising you guys. Now, if you feel that whatever I've taught is okayish and you feel that my advice is not something that is going to harm you in any particular way, then take up that advice, right? What's the foul in that? I'm not telling you to kill somebody. I'm not telling you to do something bad itself. Just practice what is being taught, right? Okay. Yesterday, our CSS was not working. I'm very sorry. I was very busy the entire day itself with my work. Even though it's a Sunday, still I had a lot of work itself right now as well. I was getting calls from the office. So I was not able to check up on that. I will try to make sure that by tomorrow I'm able to find out the solution that why our CSS was not working. No issues in that. So shall we start the today's class, guys? Please let me know. Shall we start the today's class, guys? Please let me know. Okay, great. So let's get started right away, guys. Today's session is going to be a little bit smaller. I have some work as well from the office. That's the reason why. But nevertheless, we'll continue with our class, guys. So repel it. Let's start with that. We'll go to the template that we were using up till now, popular Jovel simulation. So this is what we had created and we were using yesterday as well. So let it just open up right now. Okay, so it has been opened up. Now that we have understood a little bit about how to send get requests, how to create multiple pages as well, for example, the / about us page, the / page, you can create other pages about you, / contact us page. So you can create as many pages as you want. The next thing to understand is here we are sending. So what is happening right now? The user is saying that I want to access google.com. Where is google.com? Your backend is basically saying that, okay, we got a get request for all the files to showcase something to this particular location, that is a / location. So let's send this HTML file to that particular person. But what about, so it's not always going to be the case like this, right? That okay, so from sometimes you need to get some data from the front end as well. So if I want to get what is the age of the user, or I want to get what is the name of the user itself, that data needs to be sent from the front end to the back end, right? Wherein I can get that data in my back end. Are you guys able to understand this? Let us put this up in a format that you guys are able to understand. So let me just share my screen first. Okay, so let me share my screen. Let us see this in a little bit more visual aspect itself so that you guys are able to understand. Let me open up Paint. I hope so that my tablet is working, because last time it wasn't working how I wanted it to work as. So let us see this. This is your computer right over here, guys. This is your computer. Okay, let us draw a very simple as computer itself. And this is our server. Okay, this is where our backend code basically lives. So this is our backend code right over here. Okay, this is where our backend code basically lives. So when I'm typing www.google.com or something like that, we are sending a get request right over here to get the files. Okay, that get me these files. I'm not sending any kind of data. I'm just saying that I need these files, and the server is responding back. The backend code is responding back with the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript files. But now I want to change the question a little bit more. Sometimes when you go to various different websites, you must have seen there are some kinds of contact details that are there, right? Let's see this. Let's go to devtown.com. Okay, let's go to devtown.in. Even in devtown.in as well, if I go to courses, let's assume I go to courses, I go to the industrial training program itself, enroll now, and I go to download syllabus. So it is asking me for some details. As you're able to see right over here, it is asking me for some details: my full name, my email address, my contact number, my interested domain, and then a submit button is there. Now all this data is actually going to the backend. All this data is getting transferred from the front end. Now I'm a user. I'm transferring this data from the front end to the back end. How can we implement something like this on our own website? So this is what we call as a post request. Okay, this is what we call as a post request, guys. Here there is a form in the front end. Okay, let's assume there is, like, you are entering two numbers and you are clicking on a button called as calculate. Okay, so I'm entering 12 and 5. So this data is getting sent from the front end to the back end, whereas now this data will be available inside of our backend as well, in which our backend code can produce any kind of business logic to do whatever it wants with that data. Okay, whatever code that you write in the backend, that is totally different. But this data is getting sent right over there, guys. This is called as a post request. Why post request? So think about it as just like a post. Okay, just like a letter. For example, you create a letter, you put it inside of an envelope, you go to a post office, you give that letter right over there, and that letter gets transferred to the address that you want it to. And this is what is happening right over here as well. Your data that you're entering in the front end is getting put inside of an envelope that is your request body. The request that is there now, that request itself, we have seen that the request, we printed the request yesterday, guys. That request will now contain within it this data, and then it will get transferred through the internet to your backend, where you are able to use it at a later point of time. Hence this particular method of a request is called as a post request. So this is the second type of request, guys. We have learned about get request, right? This is the second kind of request called as the post request. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Of course we are going to see this practically, guys. Of course we are going to see this practically, but are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Are you guys able to see this, guys? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand this? Of course we are going to see this practically, guys. You don't have to worry about that. But I hope so that many of you guys are able to get a little bit of understanding about the topic. Okay, once I've got a little bit of understanding, now let's try to do this practically. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go into our front end. We're going to delete everything from our index.html. So we'll write a new index.html, guys. I think so I already have that. Maybe let me just check. Maybe in our Google Drive I have it. Let me see. Index.html. Let's search for that. Oh, so many index.html. Okay, let's take this one up. Let's copy paste this entire code. So don't worry guys, I will be providing you guys with this code as well. So let me first provide it to you guys, otherwise you guys are going to obliterate me into nothingness. So right over here guys, I will provide you guys with the code as well. So in the description of the video, I will just update the HTML code right over here. Okay, so save. So now in the description of the video, you should be able to see the HTML code. Let me just show it to you guys. Otherwise, again, you guys will be having a lot of different problems. Okay, so right over here, this is the video that you guys are currently watching. So if you go down to the description of the video itself, guys, this is the video that you're currently watching. If you go down in the description of the video, you'll be able to see this HTML link, guys. You will be able to see this HTML link. If you click on that, it will open up the HTML file, guys. You can download it from right over here and then upload it inside of your Replit itself so that you can directly use it. Okay. So I'm just going to copy paste the entire thing instead of writing the entire thing down. Control C, Control V, Control S. So now I'll be able to have my index.html sent. Okay. Let us check that up as well, guys. So we'll just do ls and then cd intro to express nodemon index.js. So our server has started on the port 3000. We will have to open up the browser. Web view, open in a new tab. So as you're able to see, our index.html file that we have just copy pasted and put it up inside of right over here, we are able to see it on our website, guys. Now, just I will do a right click. I will do an inspect itself, guys. Okay, let's do that at a later point of time. Let's put up some numbers, guys. 12 and 5. I'm entering two numbers right over here, guys. 12 and 5. And I'm clicking on calculate. As you're able to see, we are getting another error right over here, guys. Cannot post /. Can somebody let me know why are we getting this error? Can somebody let me know why am I like getting this error, guys? Please let me know. Can somebody let me know why are we getting this error, guys? Please let me know. The reason for that is because inside of our backend code, we haven't decided, we haven't written anything down that what should we do if our backend is getting a post request. We have handled the get request for us, guys. We have handled the get request, but we haven't handled the post request. Let us handle that. Handling that is super easy, guys. App.post at the / location, functn function, request comma response parenthesis, and then let's do one thing. Let's send a particular like name itself right over there. So response dot send, we have your post request. A simple response we are going to send that whenever we get a post request at the / location, send a message, we have received your post request. As simple as that. Once we save it, it will automatically get updated. We'll refresh our page itself. We'll put up the first number 12 and the second number 5 once again. We'll click on calculate, and as you're able to see right now, we are able to handle the post request. But that is not our aim, right? Our aim is to take up the data from the front end, do some calculations in the back end, and show the result of the calculations in your front end. So that is the entire process we want to follow. We're taking the data from the front end. Right now, what we are doing is we are taking up the data. We are not doing anything with that. And then we are just saying that, okay, we received your post request. We have, or your post request has been handled by us. Okay, what we need to do is we need to showcase the result of the calculation. So whatever calculation we are doing in the back end, that remains hidden. Nobody knows what is that calculation except us, because we are programming it. User does not know what calculation is going to come to him, guys. Now that result needs to be sent to our particular screen. The first particular point is, where did these numbers go? Very good question, Madhav. I really like the way of thinking that you are having. Okay, so the first question that should actually pop up in your mind is that Where are these numbers going? I'm writing 12, I'm writing 5, but I'm not able to see it anywhere, right? Where is this number going right over there? Let us do a right click. Let us refresh the page itself. So you have something called as a inspect option, which opens this particular panel up. Now you're having so many different options right over here, right? Console, elements, sources, network, performance, memory. So whatever data is being transferred over the internet, you can actually track that data through network. Basically, network, what does network does? It tracks your network. It tracks what is happening with the data. Where is this data going at any particular point of time? Okay, so what we will do is we are going to enter our first and second number. So 12 and 5. So we know what is the first and second number itself. We are going to click on calculate. Just look at the network, guys. Just look at the network. Okay, let's click on calculate. As you're able to see, something happened in our network. A green color thing happened in our network itself, guys. Let's try to explore it a little bit. Okay, let's try to explore it a little bit more. As you're able to see, we are getting something called as a popular jovel simulation.shapeai.replit.co. This is a document. Status is coming as 200. Now, what does this status basically mean? That is also very important to understand. We'll understand in quite a bit itself, but this is a document. Let's click on this. Let us open this document up, guys. Let us open this document up. As you're able to see, you are having headers, payload, preview, response, initiator, timing. Inside of the payload, you are able to see that the data, the form data is currently being stored inside of this particular document. Inside of the payload of this document, guys, the form data is being stored inside of the network. So this, whatever this form was, whatever the document was that is being transferred over the internet to our backend, this is your response. Okay, this is your request. This is the request that is being sent from your front end to the backend, guys. This folder that you are able to see, this document that you are able to see is actually your request that is being sent from your front end to the back end. And inside of that request, inside of the payload of that request, which is also referred to as the body of the request itself, your data is being stored inside of variables called as n1 and n2. Are you guys able to see this? Please do let me know. Are you guys able to see this, guys? Please let me know. Amazing. So what we need to do is we need to access this request, access the body of the request itself, and get that data from right over there. That is our aim. We need to get that data from right over there, guys. Now, to do that, of course, we'll have to do a lot of things, guys. It's not going to be that simple as well. It's easy to think about it, but difficult to implement. So let us go back to our backend code itself. Now, one more thing. You saw that status request as 200. Did you guys see that? Instead of network, you guys see that status request as 200, guys. Status as 200. Please let me know. So what is the status 200? You must have seen. Sometimes you go on a website, you 401 file not found. Have you seen these type of errors coming on your website? Okay, you're not allowed to visit this website. 500 error, 400 error. So let's understand that by using a meme. I saw a good meme right over there. HTTPS status code meme. Let me just find that. It was actually a very good meme itself. That is the reason why I wanted to show you guys that. I think so. This was it. So right over here, guys. So if you get so these HTTPs, basically this is basically the protocol that is used to transfer data over the internet itself. Okay, like I said, your request, this file that was there, that was the request that is going to send to your backend. That is the reason why we were able to track it on our network itself, right? So these are governed by status codes. These status codes basically say that what happened on the network, this data that was being transferred, what happened on the network itself. So, for example, if you're getting a status code of 100, 100, 101, 105, that basically means hold on. Okay, that basically means hold on. That we are currently processing this. Please hold your horses itself. That is what it means right over there, guys. That we are currently doing it. We are currently trying to achieve that. We're currently loading it. Please hold on. Okay. 200 status code is there. Okay, if you're getting 200 status code, that basically means that everything worked fine, everything is awesome, everything worked as it was supposed to. Okay, whatever you requested for, whatever you wanted to send, it has worked absolutely fine, great to go. 300 basically means that you are not authorized to access this data, or you are not authorized to send this data at this particular location itself. For example, if you try to access the email ID of a particular person whose passwords you don't know, then you'll get a 300 error itself, basically saying that you don't have the access, you are not authorized to access that. 400 error basically means that you fucked up, that this website does not exist and you are trying to access that website. That means you fucked up at some particular point of time. That is the error, that is the user is having an error. The user is trying to access a website that does not even exist. Okay, so that you get 400 error itself. And then 500 error, that is basically means that the developer fucked up. The developer who was creating the backend itself has made some error while coding the backend, and that due to that reason you are not able to do what you were supposed to do. The 500 error basically means the developer has made some issues itself. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand this, guys? Please let me know. So if you're getting 201, that basically means that everything worked properly. 200 error, everything worked properly. 100, that status code, that means that, okay, no issues. We are currently loading, things are loading up, we are currently doing things. 300 basically means you are not authorized to access it. That is 300, 301, 305. Then you're having 404 error. That basically means that this website does not exist. Okay, this is a user based problem itself. 500 basically means that this is a developer based problem. Now, this is very important to understand because this is always asked inside of interviews. Okay, if you are ever going for a web development based interview, especially inside a backend, a common question, a very common and very easy question is about HTTP status codes. What are those? And how can you explain that properly itself? So using this example, you can explain it. Just do not abuse. Just explain it in the proper sense. Use good examples right over there. Okay, that will be my suggestion for you guys. Okay, so now that you guys have understood it, let's write the code to access our request itself. Now, please try to understand this. We have seen the request yesterday. Do you guys remember? We printed the request yesterday in our yesterday's class. Do you guys remember that? Please let me know. Do you guys remember that? Please let me know. If there's nothing wrong, then why is there error to this 200 is not an error. That's a status. Okay, again, please try to, it was my mistake that I said error. It is basically status codes. Okay, not error codes. Status. That is the status that everything worked properly. What is working properly? That whatever data that you wanted to send has been sent inside of the request. It has been sent to your backend. Your backend does not have the capability to access that data. That is your developer's fault. So the developer needs to write that code. We are doing that, right? Okay, so if you remember the request, it was very complicated to understand, right? That what was happening inside of the request, very complicated structure, very hard to understand it. Due to that reason itself, we are going to use something called as a body parser. Okay, now this body parser is a very, very interesting and a very beautiful thing that has been created for us. Another node.js package, guys. Another node.js package that is there, guys, that is your body parser package that basically reads through your entire request and gives you access in a format, gives you access to the body of the request in such a format that you can actually use it. So we know right now that the N1 and N2, that is our 12 and 5 data, is stored inside the body of our request itself, guys. We need to access that. And this body parser package from Node.js is going to help us do that. Otherwise, it is going to be very tough to find out where is this N1, N2 located inside of our request, because it was so huge and so complicated. And with time, it will get more and more complicated as well. So this will help us do that. Let us go to npm itself, guys. Let us go there, npm, and let us search for body parser. So this is the one that we are going to use, guys. Very simple, very easy to use. So first we will try to, okay, there are a lot of different given to us as well. So we are just going to use it directly without understanding anything. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is we need to install it, guys. So we're just going to copy it. So npm install body parser, control C. We'll go back to our code, to our shell. We will implement it right over here. So paste as plain text. npm install body parser. This will install the body parser for us guys right over here. It is currently installing that. Once it is installing, let us put up our body parser inside of our code as well. Var body parser is equals to require body parser. So let us copy that and let us put it inside of our code. Now we need to tell. Now this body parser is something that exists. We have installed it. We need to tell our app. We need to tell our Express.js app itself that dude, you have to use this body parser because this body parser has just been installed. It is right now present right over there. But we need to tell our app, that is the Express.js app, that whatever request is coming in, you need to parse. So what is the meaning of the term parse in normal English, guys? Can somebody let me know? What is the meaning of the term parse in normal English? This word P-A-R-S-E. What is the meaning of that inside of normal English, guys? Can somebody let me know? Okay, we can. That was my mistake. So const body parser is going to require body parser. Again, same mistake made second as well. To convert into something. Okay, so it is basically like at one end we were having Hindi. Okay, somebody was speaking in Hindi. We parsed that Hindi into English. We translated it into English, or we can organized it into English. You can think about it in such a way. So whatever request is coming in, the raw format of the request, we need to tell Express, that is our app, to use body parser to parse this request into a format that is now usable for us. So for that, we can directly write after this app.use, and then we can just copy it from right over here as well. You can just go to the examples and just copy it from right over there. App.use body parser URL encoded. Now this URL encoded property of body parser that is there. Okay. So inside of body parser, you're having something called as URL encoded. So that is the format. So this body parser method has a lot of different parsing that you can do. You can parse JSON data to understand it and make it usable. You can parse XML data and many other data itself to convert it into a format that you can actually use. Here you want to convert the request, guys. You want to convert the request into a format that is usable. And for that, the method of the body parser package that you have to use is the URL encoded method itself. And from that as well, you need to provide it with a particular attribute itself. That attribute is extended is false. Okay, that the format of the request, if you guys remember, was very long, right? Was very long right over there. So we want to make sure that we don't want that long format. We want it to be false. We don't want an extended format. We want a short, crisp format itself. Whatever is important, just give us that. Okay, whatever is important, just give us that itself. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. This is a very this is a very messed up thing because it's a little bit difficult to understand. I can understand that, guys, but if you pay close attention to what is happening, what we saw yesterday, how difficult it was for us to understand the request, you will be able to understand why this body parser method is so important. Okay, so it can parse a lot of different things. So we are using URL encoded because we want to parse just the request itself. Yes, and it was a very long format. We don't want that long format. We want it to be as short as possible. That is the reason why we are using extended is false. Okay, so all these things, the more, again, like I said, after today's class, if you're not practicing this stuff, then this is of no use. You are wasting your time. If you are practicing, then only you will be able to understand this, guys. Okay, so once we have done that, let us go further with the post request itself. Now inside of this post request, you will be able to access everything from your request dot body. Okay, so we'll create a variable var n1 is equals to request dot body dot n1. That is how you will be able to access. Now where is this n1 coming from? So when we created our HTML code itself, if you guys don't know, instead of the HTML code, whatever your value is, okay, I've given it a name of n1 and n2. As you're able to see right over here, instead of the HTML itself, whatever value that you're giving, the number 1 and number 2, I've given it a variable name of n1 and n2 so that we are able to access that data as well. And that same name, we are using it right over here, that from the request, from the body of the request that has been created by the URL encoded method of body parser, we need to get the access to the n1 data. and that data we are saving it inside of a num1. Okay, we are saving it inside of a variable called as num1 inside of JavaScript inside of the backend itself. In a similar manner, we can say var num2 is equals to request dot body dot n2, and then var result is equals to result is equals to num1 plus num2, and then we are going to send response dot send. This is your magic result plus result. Let me see if I've written everything correctly. Okay, so now what we are doing right over here is that we are taking out the n1, that is the first particular number from our front end, saving it inside of a variable called as num1. We're taking up the second particular number from our front end, saving it up inside of a variable called as num2. All this is happening inside of the backend, guys. Your data has been sent from the front end to the backend, and we are using it right over here. And then we are creating the result, and now we are sending the result to our front end. So if we save this, if we start our server once again, guys, we start our server right over here once again. nodemon index.js. We have started our server right over here, guys. Okay, we'll go back to our website and refresh the page. What happened? Again, guys, to understand this, you have to write the code on your own once again. If you are just listening to me, you will not be able to understand it. Why is this? Oh shit. Okay, this is the reason why. Okay, so we are currently present instead of popular Jovel simulations. We have to cd into our own package intro to express. That is the reason why it was not working right over there. I was thinking what happened. Okay, now it will work. Okay, so its server has started on port 3000. Everything is working properly right over here. Let's put in the first number and the second number right over here, guys. What do you think will be the answer, guys? What do you think will be the answer? Okay, what will be shown to our screen, guys? What will be the answer that will be shown to our screen, guys? Can you guys let me know? What will be shown to our screen, guys? Can somebody let me know? People are saying 17. Okay, the answer will be 125. Just see that. Right over here, as you're able to see, the answer is coming up to be 125. Why? Because when you're entering these numbers, num1 and num2, these are getting saved as a string, guys. These are not getting saved as a number. Please try to understand this. Because when your front end, in your front end that is there, if you go to your front end, guys, these are basically text inputs. These are your text inputs, guys. So whatever input that you're getting, it's being saved inside of n1 and n2 as a string. It's actually getting saved inside of n1 and n2 as a string, guys. So to actually convert it back to a number, to change the data type of this object, we will be using something called as type conversion. We'll put this inside of brackets, and just like num be a number outside of this will convert that string into a number. So we need to convert that into a number data type, guys. So as you're able to see right over here, we have converted our data that was a string to a number. Now, once we save this, we go back to our website and refresh the page. We will write our number 12 and 5 right over here. We'll click on calculate. As you're able to see, we are getting 17 on our screen, guys. All this calculation is actually happening in the back end. We are not doing any kind of calculations in the front end. This data 12 and 5 is getting sent to our back end where the calculation is happening, and just the answer of that is getting sent to our front end itself, guys. Just the answer of that is getting sent to our front end. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Now, for those guys who are facing difficulty to understand this, this is simple. This is not difficult. Why are you facing difficulty? And I can bet upon this. I can bet a grand upon this itself. There are multiple reasons for that. First, you're not coming to class on time. Okay. Second, you're not paying attention in the class always. Third, after the class is over, from the very first day, you are not practicing anything. You're just coming to class expecting you will listen to me and you will be able to understand everything. And then you feel, without doing the three things that I asked you guys to do, you feel that, oh, coding is so difficult. I'm not able to understand everything. Oh shit, this is, I need to change my careers. Dude, that is the, yes, you need to. You whichever career that you go, you're going to fail because you are not able to follow three simple steps. Whichever career you go, you will feel because you're not putting in the efforts. I am not a Jedi. I can't read your minds. I can't put things inside of your mind that from today you will know this. Nah, I can't do that. What I can do is I can guide you guys properly. I can tell you guys what is the right thing, what is the wrong thing itself. But you have to follow that. If you're not following it and then complaining, oh, I'm not able to understand anything, you will not. I said that on the very first day, right? You will not. And yes, no matter what career that you change to, best of luck with that to the company that you're joining. I will just tell that itself. Not to you. You are going to go everywhere and have fun, according to you. But the company needs to just hire proper people itself. So my suggestion to you would be, coding is not difficult. Building all this is not difficult. Understanding this is not difficult. Efforts are needed everywhere. No matter what you field that you choose, if you want to go and sell some shit on the street as well, efforts are needed right over there. Today, I went to a particular Masters Union based event itself, where the students of Masters Union were basically setting up their own shops and selling things on the ground. Now, I'm a very I don't like interacting with a lot of people face to face. So I don't like people, like I don't be like, oh, everybody come and see our shit. I don't like that. So but these guys were actually doing it. These guys were doing it pretty well itself. The reason, because no matter where you go, you have to put in efforts. It is not going to be the case that you're going to sit and everything is going to work for you. Put in the efforts that you want, and you will get the results that you want as well. Okay, why addition only? That is just an example. Okay, we needed to understand post. You can do anything in the backend. You can do a integration differentiation if you know the code for that. For us, we need to understand how the post method works, how the data is getting transferred to the backend, how can we do something inside of the backend with the data and just send the result back. So for that reason, we used the addition example itself. Okay, are you guys able to understand this, guys? Please let me know. Nodemon crashed. No issues in that. Just refresh or repel it, or just create a new repel it itself. That is what I will be suggesting you guys to do. Okay, great. Okay, so I will give you guys the attendance right now. Give me a second. Today was the day 5, if I'm not wrong, right? Okay, so let's do this. The attendance link will be closed exactly at 9 o'clock, guys. So please start filling up your attendance right now. At exactly 9 o'clock, the attendance link will be closed. Some people are asking, is this the first attendance? If you have been from the start of the class, you will know about it. If you don't, if you're not from the start of the class, you will not know if it is the first attendance or not. The attendance link will be closed exactly at 9 o'clock. Please start filling it up, guys. We'll meet in our tomorrow's class and we'll continue from right over there. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. Bye, guys. Bye.